Hello and welcome back to the channel for the third video on this series. Hopefully you guys saw the first two. In the first video, we mainly concentrated and talked about the Tricklet brewer that you see right here. On the second video, we concentrated on the hand grinder from Onesie Presso. This is the K Plus model. It's probably one of the most recommended coffee grinders, hand coffee grinders, if you want to do everything from pour overs to espresso to even for making Turkish coffee. So the hand grinder, if you want to see that, that's on the second video, and the Tricklet, it's on the first video. Today we're mainly going to concentrate on talking about the coffee itself. And Onyx is a very interesting company. Onyx is very transparent. Go to their website, check out their products. They're always bringing out new coffees, new blends, new single origins. They always have something going on, something new for you to try and to order, and give them a shot. I think the presentation from Onyx, you guys saw on the opening clip. As a matter of fact, on this third video, I might not use the same opening clip. If you want to see that, check it out on the first video. On the second video, the opening sequence is showcasing all of these products here. And it's a couple of minutes showing all the detail that goes into these products, especially the grinder and Onyx coffee. It's just the presentation and the build quality, it's top notch. But anyway, let's go to a clip that we filmed last time, and then we'll come back to today. We'll pull a shot, and that will finalize our series of these three videos showcasing all these products here. So the next thing we're gonna talk about, okay, we're gonna talk about the Onyx coffee. Here's my opinion on Onyx coffee so far. And again, this is from a person that's just a regular guy. I'm not an expert, okay? I'm not somebody that's to the level that they try a coffee and they can, tell the different tasting notes, whether it's blackberry or blueberry. To me, it's just some kind of berry flavor, okay? I'm not, okay? It's something fruity, okay? That's as far as I go. So for me, when you compare one light roast to another, there's gonna be some subtle differences, and we'll get into that. But again, it's hard for me to say, this is way better quality, or this comes from the mountains of God knows where. I don't go that far. So, but as far as Onyx coffee, this company has the best presentation of any coffee that I have received ever. I mean, this stuff, wow. If you want to gift someone, okay, somebody like me that likes coffee, it's like a hobby, get them Onyx, okay, get them this. Don't look any further. This is the nicest presentation. You don't even need to wrap this, okay? You open this thing up. Let me show you guys. You open this thing up, and just the box is beautiful. The way that the way you receive the coffee, it's beautiful. Let's take these things out. Okay, so you get, I ordered two of them. So this is the two that I received. This one, I've been drinking this one now for like 3 weeks. And I've been waiting to make this video to start this one. I haven't even tasted it. Today, this video, we're gonna try this for the first time. We're gonna try to dial it in for the Tricklet. Maybe we're gonna pull a shot as well with this. I have a feeling this one's gonna be like a medium roast, which is something like what I enjoy more for espresso. But for sure, when you're doing like Tricklet or you're doing pour overs or anything like that, then a light roast, for me, is the way to go, for sure, okay? Let's just finish talking about Onyx. So yeah, we're gonna try this one today. This one I've been trying. This one is a light roast. It's a great coffee. I would compare it to something like what I got before from Canopy. Their light roast. The Ethiopian I got from Canopy, this is Ethiopian. So therefore, it kind of tasted the same. You do have the acidity. What I've noticed, at least for me, the Ethiopians, they taste a little bit fruitier. You get a little bit of fruitiness to the coffee. Now, again, I'm not an expert. I don't know if it's more like a strawberry or a blueberry or what kind of berry, but it does taste fruitier. In some of the other light roasts, for example, I tried single origin light roast from Canopy that was from Costa Rica, and that one, instead of being fruitier, it was a little bit more citrusy. Okay, it had even higher acidity than this, and there was like citrus flavor. I don't know if it was maybe an orange or a tangerine, but it was citrus. And this is a little bit more like fruitier, okay? A little bit sweeter, a little bit fruitier. You do have the acidity. It's a lovely light roast. I recommend it. This one, I haven't tried it. We're gonna try it today. But I have a feeling this one's gonna be like a medium roast. And if it is, maybe we'll make some espresso with it and try that as well. We'll try it on the Triplet. Okay, so that's Onyx. So let's talk about when you first start to get into coffee, what makes the biggest difference? Something that you could really tell and say like, wow, you know, this made my experience completely different. The very first thing and the biggest change that you can make is your brewing method. Okay, so how are you brewing this coffee? What are you using to brew it? Is it a dripper like you see back there? Is it an espresso machine? Is it Turkish coffee? Or are you brewing on a mocha pot? Okay, are you using something like a Triplet? You're doing pour over, a V60. That's gonna make the biggest difference. You will be able to tell right away, wow, there's a big difference here in these coffees. Even a child can tell the difference between what you get from here and what you get as a shot of espresso from the machine. Okay, it's way different. So your brewing method, it's the biggest thing that will affect your experience. Now after that, the biggest difference will be the roasting level. Okay, the roasting level. So there's quite a bit of difference between a light roast, a medium roast, or a dark roast. There's a big difference in the flavors and the experience of that. You might like a medium roast for certain things, a light roast for a different brewing method, and so on and so forth. So experiment with that. Now, comparing, and this is where I'm at, okay? Comparing a light roast to another light roast, like if you use a different grinder to grind it, I doubted that your average consumer, somebody like me, that's gonna tell much difference. Maybe a little bit, but definitely for your average consumer, probably not. Probably not. Whether you use a flat burst, a 64 millimeter, or you use a 90 something, you know, or a conical, you might not even tell any difference, okay, on the grinder you used, or between one espresso machine and another, if you got everything right, okay, because now you could have gotten it wrong, and then you will be able to tell a difference. So where I'm at is that I can tell somewhat a difference between a light roast and another light roast by the amount of acidity in the cup, and whether it's a little bit more fruitier, or it might be a little bit more citrusy, or it might be a little bit more earthy or like woody kind of flavors, like some kind of tea. So that's where I'm at, okay? I cannot like really tell you if it's fruity. I can't tell you if it's passion fruit or if it's peach or something. I don't know. It just tastes fruity, okay? And I imagine your average consumer, they're gonna be somewhere right there. But there is a big difference between light roast, medium, and dark roast. Try a light roast. It might change your whole coffee experience, okay, if you never had it. So yeah, your brewing method, your roasting level determines makes a big difference. By the way, guys, if you enjoy this kind of content, please subscribe to the channel. Help me grow a little bit here. Let's build a little family. Please comment below. Follow me on Instagram, okay? I answer everyone. If you contact me through Instagram, you ask me a question, I'll be more than happy to answer you and to try to help you out if I can. All right, so we're gonna pull a shot in a second, but first, the question remains, is it worth it for your average consumer, somebody like me? Although I'm a little bit more of a hobbyist. And that's one of the reasons why I like ordering specialty coffees. I like trying different roasters. I like visiting the roasters around town and purchasing their stuff. And, get all the different flavors and try all the different things. But for your average consumer, is it worth it to invest into specialty coffee? That's why today we're going to pull a shot with something that may surprise you. We're gonna pull a shot with this here. Okay, this is just Dunkin Donuts. This is the original blend, which is the one that I would recommend if you guys wanna try this coffee. Make sure you get the original blend. This is whole bean coffee so that we can grind it and we can dial in. Does this compare in any way to something like this? Well, you know what? For your average consumer, maybe so. I wouldn't say that you can get something extra from something like Onyx. Yes, absolutely, I think you can. For me, myself, it's probably worth it to invest into specialty coffees, and besides that, I like this whole coffee scene thing. If you're just a regular consumer, you know what? this will make you a great cup of coffee. This you can grind and you can dial in for pour over for something like the Triplet. It gives you a nice cup of coffee. The original blend from Dunkin Donuts, which you can find anywhere in any supermarket. It still has a little bit of that acidity. It still has a little bit of that fruitiness and sweetness that you might get from a lighter roast. It has a little bit of that left, and it's a perfect blend of something for when you want to make pour over, something like on the Triplet, or when you want to make for espresso. It works very well for either method. Okay, we're gonna pull a shot of espresso in a minute with this here. You guys saw, if you want to see me pull a shot with the Onyx coffee, watch the previous videos. On video 1, we did a pour over with the Triplet, and on video 2, we did some shots with the hypotheticals from Onyx, and both coffees are top notch. Okay, top notch. And like I said, and I repeat again, the presentation from Onyx is bar none. Okay, if you want to give somebody the beautiful gift of coffee, you just get them some Onyx. They'll be happy with that, believe me. But if you're your average consumer and you want something that is going to give you a good cup of coffee, good enough, something that you can enjoy in the morning, that you can make either a pour over or you can pull a shot with, again, this won't disappoint you. This is probably just fine for somebody that is your average consumer. So we're going to pull a shot of this Dunkin Donuts original blend coffee and taste it, and then after that we'll make our usual cappuccino. And again, by the time that you add milk and you add sugar to coffee, then everything goes out the window. Okay, just pretty much any good coffee is gonna be good enough. Okay, you invest on something like specialty coffees if you want to drink black. Okay, you can make it either espresso or some kind of pour over method or something else, drip coffee, anything like that. And I think that for drip coffee, for pour over, for any of that sort, is probably, for me, it makes a bigger difference than for espresso. For espresso, a medium to darker roast, not a really, really dark roast. I don't like really dark roast, but medium to even darker than medium, just darker than medium. For espresso, for me, it's what I prefer, what I like. When I'm gonna mix it with milk, make a milk-based drink like a cappuccino, put a teaspoon of sugar in that, it's what I enjoy. So a lot of people like espresso with lighter roast, and that's fine. I've tried it, and yes, it is more interesting. Let's say it like that. But if I want to mix it with milk, then no. I'd rather have just a medium roast or a little bit darker roast. All right, so let's pull a shot with this and let's see what we get. All right, so you guys already know my routine. I have other videos that show you how I use the Brevo infuser. There's the Brevo infuser. There's the Smart Grinder Pro, also from Brevo. I got other videos that show you how to, use these two machines. I have 18 grams dosed out right here. Usually that's what I start with, 18 grams, and that normally I can make that work. I have the Brevo Smart Grinder Pro dialed in at 15. Okay, so we're gonna be grinding this. The grind setting is 15. You guys know that I like a 1-to-3 ratio. I normally like to get a shot in about 35 seconds, maybe 30 seconds. After a 5-second or so pre-infusion, that's usually where things start to taste really, really good for me. I have gotten faster shots and longer shots, and they've been okay, but normally that's a good rule of thumb. So that's what we're shooting for. We have the 18 grams. We're gonna grind at 15. We hopefully get a shot in around 30 seconds with about a 5-second pre-infusion. And again, it's a 1-to-3 ratio. So 18 grams in, we're gonna get 54 grams of fluid out. So let's go ahead and pull a shot. I'm gonna do a little WDT, make sure everything's declumped and nice and fluffy. Little distribution. We tamp. Now the amount of resistance that I got from this tool, you can't always use this tool, it depends. If you get some good amount of resistance, but you're still able to reach all the way to metal against metal, then you're good. If you get no resistance, then you would probably need to finish tamping with this, or you'll need to tamp with this. It's kind of like, you know, it's just something that you learn from practice. But if you just learn, I mean, this comes with the machine. If you just learn with this, then just make sure that when you tamp down, you use the same amount of pressure every time, and that it's nice and flat, okay? Everything needs to be level. All right, so this extraction was a little bit fast for my taste. We were at 29 seconds with 55.3 grams. So preferably, I would have been like another 5 seconds, 8 seconds longer extraction. I think it would have been even better, but this should be good. Let's taste it, and then we'll do a cappuccino. All right, so let's taste the shot. Again, it was a little bit fast for my liking, but let's see what we got. Wow, it's very like gooey and thick. It's a thick shot. Wow. And this is a 1-to-3 ratio. So yeah, you still get a little bit of the acidity from being a medium roast. So if you're a fan of that, you would like this. If I would have been able to get a little bit longer extraction, I would have started to trade some of that acidity for more sweetness and for something more preferable for me for when I'm making a milk-based drink. Now, if I was just gonna drink the shot, I actually would prefer this. I like the little bit of acidity in it. I like to be able to get a little bit of those other tasting notes. Yeah, it's a wonderful shot. Let's go ahead and steam some milk and make a cappuccino. All right, so let's taste the cappuccino. Again, what makes a cappuccino is just that you have a nice thick layer of foam on top. This drink is the way I make the coffee, which is a 1-to-3 ratio. I have about 2 ounces of coffee here, 4 ounces of milk, and then a nice layer of foam on top. Man, it's wonderful. It's wonderful. Like really, for your average consumer, if you're gonna put milk, I put a teaspoon of sugar in here. If you're gonna put milk and sugar, at that point, it doesn't make too much difference. You know, just get something like this, you're gonna be very happy with it. As a matter of fact, this is a coffee that you'll be perfectly fine with, even if you're gonna do a pour over and drink it black. It's great, it's fine. But you should definitely give specialty coffee a try. Try the different regions where the coffee comes from. Try the nuances and get used to the taste and the tasting notes and the flavors. You know, for me, I've been getting deeper and deeper into this hobby, and it's wonderful. It's great to try all the different varieties, and Onyx is a perfect place to start. Okay, their coffees, they do have some very expensive coffees that they bring out every now and then, but there's always something to select from. You know, in a price range where it's very commonly found around town, something that it won't break the bank. Let's just put it that way. For your day-to-day coffee experience, you know, something like this is perfectly okay. As a matter of fact, for example, you can get to like Whole Foods and get their light roast. They have light roast, you just buy it in the little bags. I don't know if you've been to Whole Foods and seen their coffee selections, but they have the coffees there. You just weigh it out, whatever amount you want to purchase, and get a light roast and try it. Get a medium roast, get a dark roast, and see the difference between them and see which one you like. Again, everything's based on your taste and what you prefer. So it's different for everyone. So give specialty coffee a try. Give Onyx a try. Please, guys, subscribe to the channel. Give the video a like. Share it with someone. Watch the first couple videos that I made. Watch the one on the tricklet and the grinder. And I'll see you guys next week.